Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel for another war video. This is War 3 and 4 combined. In War 3 we're taking on Swedea's Alliance. I'm going up against this Arcus on Hazard Shift. The plan here is Odin pre-fights for Rintra. Try to mostly hit him during the shock phase, but I do want to just keep my neutralize up here. So I will have to deal with insult to injury as well on this node there. I just lose 2 hits and my indestructible somehow. Just messed up my inputs. So now we're hitting him in shock phase again. I know that parry's going to fail, so we're kind of just baiting heavies. And what I'm going to do here is just try to throw some big special 2s and slowly get him down. Again, I am going to take some damage just because I want to keep the neutralize up during the incinerate, or during the incinerate phase. And here I just decide, you know what, I'm kind of tired of this. I'm just going to use my last indestructible here, push him to SP3, get rid of that power, and then go to town in the shock phase, hopefully get a big SP2 and finish him off. So we are going to take some damage here for sure, both from block damage just because our parries are consistently going to fail, as well as from the incinerates and the cold snap. Like, there's a good amount of energy resistance on Rintra, but you're still going to take some damage here, but not even going to come close to dying here. And if I hadn't messed up my indestructible boost early on, you could take several more special 3s if you really had to, but since you neutralize him, he's only ever going to have the 1 power gain, so it's not too serious. So took a good bit of damage there, but it's just some health potions, and CGR I believe is banned. We'd normally probably just send an CGR there, but I want to take a second here just to address some things while this next fight. Again, it's Hulkling on Hazard Shift and Conflictor, but at this point in life, as I'm sure those of you who follow the channel know, shortly before this fight, I guess a couple hours before this fight, me and my wife and the dogs were out for a walk when we were attacked by a stray. Maximus, my best friend and puppy, ended up protecting me, tackling this dog off of me, but as a result ended up getting bit, so I had to go to the emergency room, and I was very important to clearing several fights for my team to open up Section 2. Now, the reason I bring this up, obviously you see me taking this fight here, I'm taking this in the veterinary kind of emergency waiting room as I'm waiting to hear how my dog is doing. And I just want to say, like, after this, it had me kind of reevaluating my relationship with the game a little bit. I had to take a break for a day or two after this war, which thankfully worked out due to the fact that this was kind of the end of the first 3 wars and you get that extra couple days break. Easy fight there, but again, just realizing that, like, there are things in life that are so much more important, and that need to clear your team at the end of the day shouldn't come just before fully being in these moments in real life, like waiting on your dog to figure out if he's going to be okay. And again, none of these fights were clean because my mental state wasn't right, but I was so kind of worried about my alliance and making sure that they were clear that, and again, this is not a reflection of Noon. Noon, I'm sure, and everyone in my battle group would have been okay with me waiting and clearing in the morning if they had to, but just that personal pressure that I placed on myself I thought was very interesting. And again, something that you should evaluate. Take a break if you need to, and just come back and make sure that you prioritize things that really matter. Again, here I pause. Pretty sure I was pausing because I thought the doctor was going to come back into the room, but he was just walking down the hall. But again, this fight is almost over. It's rich get richer. I'm going to get back to the gameplay, but again, just a reminder that at the end of the day, it's a game. Be present where you're at. Try to remember that. This is mostly me speaking to myself, but for anyone out there that hopefully has not been in that same situation, but in a situation like it, I appreciate that, and I guess maybe learn from my mistake. So we end up cleaning up this Cersei relatively easily. Again, none of these fights were super clean. Took some hits, took some damage, had to use more potions than I normally do. And I think the next one I just completely forgot to record this Dragon Man on the same path, but again, 4 solos. Yeah, Dragon Man up there, you can just see him out of the corner. We ended up losing this war 4-6, which was a shame, but at this point I was not really even thinking about whether we won or lost. Again, pretty traumatic war. So let's move on. get back to kind of a fun war. We were going up against D69, and I get to bring a pretty awesome team. I just want to talk a little bit about Scorpion with the Venom synergy. Scorpion is already one of the most versatile science champions in the game. Very strong against Mystics, but with Venom, he's just taken to a completely different level, which we're going to see in this war. Again, only 3 fights this war. I was kind of doing, again, what I normally do, which is kind of that specialist role of taking problem fights. So here, I'm just waiting out the Incinerate. I will throw a couple hits just to back him off of me and reduce the prowess, but now we're in shock mode. I applied the Rupture pre-fight, so we're immune to shock, so we can just go to town. And I want to hit him as much as I possibly can while he is in shock phase, stack a bunch of those Ruptures and get the Power Sting damage. So here I'm kind of, again, waiting it out. I'm playing this fight very patiently, which again, is again just my personal approach to it. I guess you could just try to nuke through with the energy resistance, but I just decided that I was going to play it very cautiously. Here, again, throwing off the SP1 to put the taunt on him. And you'll see these bursts here with the 9 Furies from Venom are doing a massive amount of damage. This is a rank 4 man thing. He's got a lot of health, and we've basically only been able to hit him half of the fight, and he is still just getting nuked down. I do make one mistake here because I forgot about Insult to Injury. My evade saved me, but I wasn't prepared for it, so then I ate 2 hits on the special 2. So kind of got myself into a bad situation again. Insult to Injury will cause your parries to fail, so that time I was ready for it. There again, I believe it failed. And now I just kind of decided to go to town. It turns out with the energy resistance and inequity maxed with Scorpion, I could have just been hitting during the Incinerate phase, so I would do that differently next time. But I also didn't really want to deal with Insult to Injury. But again, only being able to hit Man-Thing really half of the fight. This fight is still going to be down in just about 2 minutes, so if I could just hit him always, this would be about a minute-long fight. I'm going to finish him off here with an SP1 and a burst. We end the fight at 100% health. Again, it only took 60 hits, which for a beefy Man-Thing is pretty awesome. And again, for the playstyle specifically where we had to avoid him half the time, it's pretty awesome. So moving on to path 7 here, I'm taking this Domino with Nimrod. This is a very straightforward fight, as long as you know how to play it. You want to be in Blitz or Titan mode in order to get power drains when she throws specials to deal with Spite. But I'm just going to parry here, build up some armors. Again, I have an Indestructible on, yeah, just to deal with special 3s, because she's probably going to get to one if she's stingy here, which she just didn't want to throw anything here, which is fine. Immediately launches the SP3, of course, but this is why you have the Indestructible boost. You don't really probably need it, because once she throws this first special 3, the fight is pretty much over. She gets the Cowardice. I'm going to throw this off with the energy vulnerability and just activate Titan mode so that now any specials that she throws will activate both Cowardice and Power Drain. And also I'll just be hitting hard, and then I'll get to an SP2 really fast with that powerful Energize. Domino doesn't feed her charges a ton, so I switched to Blitz mode here. Want her to throw one more special, get another Power Drain. And then with the energy vulnerability, I'm just going to launch here with only 4 armors, and this is pretty much going to finish the fight. So energy vulnerability really coming into play here. That's just how I like to take that fight. There's probably a lot of different approaches you could take. Very safe, very straightforward. And now we're really going to see Scorpion shine here. This is MCOC, Kinetic Transference, Aspect of Evolution, and just look at some of these ticks with the Venom synergy when you're able to play a bit more aggressively than you could with that Man-Thing fight earlier. So again, just going to go in here, hit him a bit. Not really going to worry about pushing him to special 3, or special 2, sorry, because again, we can just taunt him here, block this, and let's just talk about that. If we're 15 hits in, he's 50% gone. Throws another one, loses another 20% health. Throws another one, loses another 15% health. And I think I just throw the SP1 and then the next burst will finish him. So this fight was about 30 seconds, he throws this off and he's gone. Just a crazy amount of damage. Truly a nuke when you can bring that Venom synergy, so I'm looking forward to that next season because Venom will be tactic. We won this war 25-1, I believe. They had a couple fights that I think they finished out. Really, really clean war from us as an alliance. Unfortunate 1 death from he who will not be named. But again, pretty good start to the season for us, 3-1. We need to keep performing like this, that 1 death, 2 death region, to really have a chance at the podium. So I'm glad that we ended with 1 more here. The planning has been good so far. We just need to tighten up the execution. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Just again, a reminder that it's a game, we're all having fun, and this community is awesome. So remember to just take advantage of that and have a great time playing this game that we all love. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that watched this video. Left a like, subscribe, share with your friends, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.